conditions are suboptimal to mission deployment and evacuation. This is as close as I can get you to the Longinus Gamma facility.
Hold position! Tyrannid, burrowing class, apex size.
Take heed, Meridian. Trigon target acquisition vectors are unknown. Best to keep moving and stay together. Projecting a sense of tactical dominance may deter it from attacking. For now.
Trigon could be in here. Close formation.
Form up and move.
This strange artifact possesses anomalous attributes. Repurposing battlefield sentry. I can restore this sentry to operational status.
Rally and relocate ranks.
Close ranks and hunker down.
Gunstrike ready to deploy. Cycling cartridges. Xenos activity is increasing rapidly. Prepare to engage.
Watch for the beast.
Monstrous Xenos eradicated.
We can hold this position.
Rally and relocate, brothers. Hurry! Close those gaps! Here comes the Trigon! The lift station lies just ahead, Meridian. Considering the Trigon's presence is incidental to our objective, utilize the lift to reroute closer to Metrian's keep. Understood, Mikos.
The lift is within our sights.
Astartes, I have summoned the transport lift of Nikos Gallio. Remain patient. Transport lift inbound.
Perplexing. I have transmitted no authorizations. Perhaps we can disorient the beast if we reposition frequently.
Transport lift status. Comprehensive. Begins, ceases. dangerous gamma bio research facility. Please do not disturb the lift. It would be a waste. I have no music to play while you descend. Use the silence to contemplate your futile, brutal existence in service to a desiccated cause.
Lagos, is this servo skull malfunctioning?
Viridian, the servo skull is enslaved to an unknown master. I am...
Irritant signal silenced. Continue to discuss your fate amongst yourselves. It changes nothing.
Let us pray to Lagos to control the gift.
A suggestion: abandon Gallio's misguided vendetta against the Lagos biologists. Do you know what Gallio and Nutrien achieved together in the past?
Ask about Project Zeta 6 if you ever speak to him again.
Let Lagos Gallio deal with the wayward servo skull.
Associated with equals my remaining skin. Be warned, Viridian. Nutrien cannot hope to stand against you alone. So you ride and storm against the Zero Sword will devour you. Case in point, she has enslaved that servo skull as a crude mouthpiece. Give her word zero credibility for the mission's sake, and your own.
Understood, Lagos.
Gunstrike ready to deploy.
Statis, the facility is well stocked in mining gear. Requisition melter charges to eradicate the tunnels and halt the infestation.
Brothers, locate those melter charges.
Another melter charge! Clear a path! Melter charge incoming!
No more xenon chasm.
Tactics, melter charge acquired!
Xenon crawlway seared shut.
Keep scanning for signs of the Trigon.
Select preferred method of execution.
There is no falling back beyond this point.
Defenestration, dismemberment, disembowelment, drowning, dissection. Would you like to hear more?
Reloading.
Inside the facility, you'll find Metria, cowering in her data enclave.
Gallio, old friend of mine. If If you missed our binaric discourses, you could have sent communication. I observe you still pathetically cling to thews of soft tissue. Remember, meat lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stave off corrosion and degradation for far longer.
How far you have fallen. That I must drag you back into the light.
Like overkill, Gallion. You think too highly of me. These poor, inert variables shall perish here, devoured by the Tyranids. And you do not care.
Mitrian shut down power to the uplink terminals. You must resupply the generator with a backup power cell. She hopes the Tyranids will annihilate you, but she underestimates the second coming.
Associated for a power cell.
I beseech you, Gallio. Bear witness to the summation of our divine arithmetic from long ago. Remember Project Zeta 6?
As my theorems predicted, your life vector has converged with renegade factors, and Zeta 6 was a waste of computational resources and one perfectly good Grox. Surrender now, and perhaps leniency can be granted. After the might grows, of course.
You are a redundant functionary. Your Astartes shall die here, alone, in the dark.
This tarantula is still battle-worthy. Power cell identified. The generators require power, brothers.
Light and darkness. How easily flesh parts deceive their perception.
Disrupt her attempts to connect with our facilities network. Mitrian will seize any opportunity to damage crucial data, which would deem this mission a failure. Do not let her connect to the consoles.
I am copies of copies, backups of backups, and I degrade not. You have already fallen.
First console, brothers. I have terminated the uplink.
Return to Mitrian's containment unit. See, Mitrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our hooks.
These tender throats of Astartes' flesh have accomplished nothing, Gallio. My machinations are already achieving my designs. You are fools, peasants.
Science, Mitrian. Meridian, confirm possession of her quivering mass of computational gray matter.
The asset does not seem to have anything left to say.
Pilot, Meridian is ready for evacuation. Sending a silent extraction coordinates to you now, Meridian.
operations have a clean exit. This storm is unrelenting.
Hardware located. Restoring sentry to battlement status. This tarantula is still battle-worthy.
Waste nothing, brothers. Cache of grenades. Join me directly.
No turning back. Understood. War gear in hand.
For the Emperor!
For the Emperor. For the Emperor.
I cannot land with that burrowing abomination lurking about. Deep scans have penetrated the atmospheric disturbances, and Metrian's meddling code. Trigon vulnerability data pushed to your displays.
Confirmed. Meridian will eliminate the Trigon. Focus on the gaps in the Trigon's exoskeleton. Cleanse those Xenos passage.
predicts the Tyranids Hive Tyrant is leading a swarm along a corridor toward the Astropath. Assist in the defense of the bridge until you confirm that the Xenos Overlord has entered the kill zone. Then trigger the detonation.
Orders confirmed, Captain Akaran.
Delta Wave box check. Viridian is 60 seconds from drop. Talassa here. Just landed. Acknowledged. Proceeding to relay. Maintain box reports. Gamma clears out.
Large Tyranid organism destroyed. Activating Tarantula sentry gun.
Advancing towards objective.
Gunstrike ready to deploy. Repurposing battlefield sentry.
Our coordination is off. Oh? Inefficient. How so? Your fire would be most effective after my bombardments. If you seek someone to pick up after you,
I suggest you call for a chapter.
for the Emperor! For the Emperor!
We have reached the tower.
The Minotaur does not store explosives to Codex Astartes standards. It's enough to demolish the bridge.
destination.
Fresh ammunition acquired. Inserting servo gunners fully operational. Automatic weaponry engaged. Servo harness countermeasure. Replenishing ordnance.
Where's the hardcore? Almost damaged. Charge primed. Precisely.
Support mined. Rearming warhead. Gun strike ready to deploy. Charge primed. This tarantula is still battle-worthy. Inserting fresh magazines.
Numbers repaired, Captain.
The Hive Tyrant will reach your position shortly. Join the Imperial Guard defenses up on the bridge, and lure that Xenos Colossus into the kill zone.
Shock grenade active. Reloading.
Specialized bioweapon Calibrate location.
For the Emperor! Objective on the other side.
For the Emperor.
Astartes! We were not expecting such illustrious company in the rear ranks.
Acquired additional resources. Restoring sentry to battle-ready status.
We've got a handle on these probing strikes, my lords. It's the relay that's getting hammered right now. That is about to change. A Tyranid overlord approaches from this corridor. That's news. Without armor support to tackle a target that big, we may have to bring down the supply bridge. We already took the liberty of rigging it to explode. Is this a withdrawal order? Negative. The objective is the Hive Tyrant, not the bridge. Defend this position until the Tyranid command unit is executed.
Understood, my lord. May the Emperor guide our lasguns to your support.
Incoming!
Ready up, faith! Show the Emperor's angels what we are made of! Swarms on the bridge!
Next wave on the bridge.
Pile up below! Don't let them climb!
Clear them.
The Hive Tyrant is on its way, but there is a horde of Xenos between you and it.
It's a breach.
Dig in for the long haul.
Servo harness gun available.
You have its attention. It is moving to intercept. Apply more pressure.
They're on us!
They are in point-blank range.
Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos leader beast will be in visual range shortly.
Waiting for optimal timing.
I've never seen such an atrocity. Hold. Give the Hive Beast a moment. Detonate the charges now.
Guards over the wall!
The limits of breach.
Confirmed hit.
Vanessa to Delta Wing.
The target is neutralized. It is not dead.
Clarification requested.
The swarm would go feral without their connection to the hive mind, but their focus is still on the relay.
Reports confirm the Lieutenant's assessment. Enemy cohesion is still in full effect. That beast is not yet dead.
Good. I hate leaving a job unfinished.
We can hold this position, Lords. We'll keep the swarm off your backs while you hunt that thing.
Look, the rubble is shifting down there.
Replenishing ordnance.
Alien fire.
My servo harness gun will handle this. Activating tarantula sentry gun.
Changing magazine.
I can restore this sentry to operational status.
Refilling. Packing up equipment.
It is running.
Pursue and eliminate. We will not have a better opportunity to finish it off.
Servo gun is fully operational.
Xenos countermeasures successful.
Repurposing battlefield sentry. Servo gun engaged. Servo harness gun.
Now we can head it off.
Ready for next encounter.
Talassa, report.
In pursuit of the target.
Talassa, you cut out.
Vox signal negligible. Jamming, most likely.
We have no choice but to follow. Let us hope this is not a trap.
Xenos Alpha Beast eradicated. This tarantula is still battle-worthy. Cyclic cartridges. It has an escape route. Locate an exit. Restoring battle readiness. Gunstrike ready to deploy.
Obtain a relic.
Tactical supplies located.
Obtaining armor.
Brothers, to me.
No turning back. Understood. For the Emperor. For the Omnicide.
In turn to fight.
Fire at will.
Rearming walking. Let the super gun do its job. Heavy bioactivity from the target. That thing is crackling with energy now. Required additional resources. Concussive grenade deployed.
enemy is received. A response will be given after they have synchronized.
Your mission is to use the stored promethium in the refinery to destroy the enemy swarm. The Cadians were tasked with providing assistance, but we have since lost contact. First, proceed to the Cadian outpost and establish their fate. You must then infiltrate the refinery and complete demolitions deployment. Trigger detonation only when the main swarm has entered the plaza zone. Captain Akaram will coordinate our efforts over Vox.
I have been dying to carve up some seals.
Watch where you step in this murk.
Minor organism spotted. Larger Xenos will not be far. Servo field engaged. Servo harness gun available. Frag detonator out. Rearming walking. This tarantula is still battle-worthy. Replenishing ordnance. Servo gun is fully operational. Restoring sentry to battle-ready status.
Remedies from the wolf trees.
Gunstrike ready to deploy. Refreshing arms. Reloading.
survey from a better vantage.
The camp seems deserted, Captain. Aside from some female scoundrels.
Talassa, you need to acquire the Astra Militarum demolition codes required to deploy and arm their ordnance. Source one from any soldier you see, alive or otherwise.
That's it. We are ready to get the demolition started.
Proceed to the Promethean refinery and complete the demolition preparations.
Relic of the Omnisire here. You there! That is where we need to be.
Blockage is no more. The lifeblood of the Astral. Let us make good use of it.
Repurposing battlefield sentry. Cycling cartridges.
Talassa, the Cadians are running out of time. How close are you to the Promethean facility?
We have been blessed with a swift arrival.
You are making good time. We are going to need it.
Subterranean detonation in the crude Promethean. That will do.
Use the codes to prime the bomb and finish its deployment into the crude Promethean well. Cautiously, if you know what is good for you.
Gunstrike ready to deploy. Large Tyranid organism destroyed. Losing the count. Activating Tarantula sentry gun.
All according to the Emperor's plan.
Rites of activation have been observed. The generators hum in the machine god's name. Crane sequencing initialized. Delivering payload. Servo gun is fully operational. Tyranids charging generator 4. Generator
Messiah's will.
Servo harness gun available. It's slow.
Attention. Crane drive is jammed. Perform the necessary cleansing to resume operation. Crane clear. Drive train restored. Begin the course of locomotion, adepts.
One Xenos coming to generate the truth!
Instability detected in Generator 2. Operator requested.
Adjust your optimal module.
Y-axis aligned. Margin of error 0.0 nanometers. Blessed be the Omnissiah's divine precision.
Now deploy the downpour!
Tyranid leader base destroyed.
Demolition deployment sequence concluded. No errors logged under the Omnissiah's watchful oculus.
Captain, it is done! Now let us watch the Xenos burn!
There is an observation platform overlooking the Prometheum fields. It will make a good vantage for your ambush.
Avenging angel at your disposal.
Replenishing ordnance. Restoring sentry to battle-ready status. Monstrous Xenos arrived. I can restore this sentry to operational status. Slightly contract. Servo gun is fully operational. Xenos Alpha beast eradicated. This tarantula is still battle-worthy.
Magazine out! Magazine in!
We have arrived at Nozick's facility. Run distraction efforts as long as you can.
I will fight in the thick of these Xenos as long as you need!
I will hold you to that.
ready to deliver the Emperor's vengeance.
Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal yield. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it done. Ah! Ha ha ha! Good. Be calm. I wondered how I might pass the time. Continue holding.
The Xenos. We're exposed at the rear.
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up. The swarm has almost fully committed. Be ready for my mark. You are clear to detonate. Cook those rotten bastards.
Splat the flames of vengeance.
This is Dismas. Wish you could see these dead bastards. Tyranid biosigns down 90% and falling. Swarm annihilation confirmed. Excellent work. Move to extract. Extraction complete. Returning to orbit. Commendable work, brothers. You honor your...
37 hours, 12 minutes ago, the value of the Wrath of Espandor is twofold. Its cyclonic arsenal and its proximity to several Tyranid war vessels. Combat Squad Phaedrus is already on board and is the tip of the spear. Additional squads are inbound to secure objectives. Make your way to the Ordnance Depot and take control of the plasma cores.
A poetic fate considering the vessel's namesake.
Talassa, this is Combat Squad Phaedrus. Breach via any existent openings you find.
We follow your lead, Phaedrus.
Progress towards the Ordnance Depot. We will rendezvous with you and Combat Squad Heraton there. Remain vigilant. The Xenos infestation goes deep in this ship.
En route to Ordnance Depot. I yearn to cleanse the galaxy of Xenos filth.
The Xenos sully all they touch with their blasphemy.
Cycling cartridges. Engaging tyranny.
Multiple contacts swarming our locus. What is your status, Talassa?
Clearing the operation.
Good. We have drawn their focus. Keep...
Phaedrus, your last message was interrupted.
Talassa, Combat Squad Heraton reporting. We lost Vox contact with Combat Squad Phaedrus. Do you know their status?
Nothing. We lost contact with Phaedrus as well.
We must consider our brothers lost then. Our objective is to secure the cyclonic warheads at all costs. Encountering heavy Tyranid resistance.
Battle plan
The
updated.
vessel bemoans its parasitic invaders. The Wrath of Espandor itself will avenge its crew.
Combat command beast. Naval grade macro weaponry.
Serbia carries the highest privilege to deliver the Emperor's violent retribution.
For the Emperor. For the Omnicide. Inserting fresh magazines. Does your aiming system need recalibration?
Combat Squad Heraton reporting in. The bridge is lost, as are my squad brothers. I am cut off from our planned route to the Ordnance Depot.
Calculating a new route based on your report, Heraton.
Standing by. Be advised. The cruiser's crew managed to execute security protocols before they were overrun by the Xenos brood.
Oled, what do you know of Xenos technology?
Abominable, blasphemous mockeries of the Omnicide's greatness. However, some believe the study of such things could aid us in divining our enemy's weakness.
They walk a fine line.
Aye.
Talassa, commune with the main console in front of you to bypass the security protocols.
The lift platform is in transit. Arrival pending.
Rally at the lift man. Gunstrike ready to go.
Attention boarding parties. We have confirmation that Combat Squad Phaedrus is lost. I need a mission status update from all remaining combat squads.
Combat Squad Heraton here. Redirecting along newly advised path.
Combat Squad Octavio reporting. Cyclonic armament secured for now. Talassa, you are nearing the reactor cooling hall. Report on its condition when you arrive. All squads, we have updated our battle stratagems. Periton, reinforce Octavio and protect the cyclonic armaments. Talassa, your new orders are to destabilize the reactor, cause a temperature spike, and the Tyranids may redirect their assault to you, buying Heraton and Octavio some time to prime the armaments. When you reach the reactor's cooling console, disable the emergency blast shields.
Repurposing battlefield sentry.
Emergency blast shields retracting. Warning. Coolant rods exposed.
Talassa, I need you to disable the entire cooling array. Concentrate fire on the exposed cooling rods.
Practical. Open fire on exposed plasma rods.
Servo gun is fully operational. Reloading.
Eyes bio.
Frag grenade out.
Elements of the cooling rod array are clogged. Vile.
Target destroyed. Acquiring extra.
Registering extreme temperature fluctuation. Plasma cooling efficacy severely reduced.
Replenishing ordnance.
Excellent, Talassa. You will need to repeat the same process at the second array.
Access granted the bridge console.
Rearming warhead.
If more to come, then they too will be shared.
Servo harness gun available.
The Emperor sees.
Melter charge deployed. Inserting fresh magazines. Restoring sentry to battle-ready status. Out of ammunition. Targeting requires maintenance.
Coolant rods all decommissioned.
Temperatures at critical level. Plasma reactors shutting down to prevent catastrophic detonation.
Talassa, do not let the reactors cool down. This cruiser will soon perform its final task. Proceed to the decks below and force the plasma reactors to overheat.
Let us descend to the reactor chamber. Xenos countermeasure successful. Avenging angel at your disposal.
Talassa, have you received word from our brother in Combat Squad Heraton? His approach vector should have taken him through the technical underbelly.
These corridors bear the scars of war, but we have heard nothing from our brother.
Understood. Be advised, we remain under heavy Tyranid assault.
Heat from the plasma reactors will roast them in their foul carapaces.
This is ill-advised, Talassa. If you do not rig the reactor to detonate, the cyclonic warheads will be wasted. Combat Squad Octavio will redouble our efforts to draw the Tyranids away from your position instead.
Acknowledged, Octavio. Emperor be with you.
Replenishing ordnance. Activating Tarantula sentry gun. Slightly cartridges.
Talassa, we have lost contact with Heraton leader, and Octavio is pinned down. You must destabilize the plasma reactor. Our brothers from Phaedrus and Heraton shall not have died in vain.
Talassa, readying to overload plasma core. Observation logged. Numerous dead servitors.
Attention. Authorized personnel only beyond this point. Provide sufficient ocular scan authorization in order to proceed. Security protocols dictate that only claimed principal servitors have entry authorization.
Scan the eyes of servitor casualties.
Servitors, we have one last task for you. Engaging search. Checking remains. Engaging search. Objective requires eyeballs
For security aspects.
Yes. This servitor's eyeballs grant us access. His guardians await.
Inserting fresh magazines.
Our objective awaits.
Gun strike ready to deploy. Let the solar gun to its job. Reloading walkie. Throwing shock grenade. Shock grenade active.
There is no time.
Does your aiming system need recalibration? Large turret organ is destroyed. You honor you.
Obtaining evidence.
That reactor
Multiple
must
tries.
be destroyed. Honor our brothers. Honor our chapter. Saddle on its gun blade. Keep your eyes on it. Brother, adjust your ocular motion. Cycling cartridges. Storing battle readiness.
Restoring our brother's vitals. Revival complete.
Your intervention could serve flash. Target requires maintenance.
That pitiful Phoenix.
Server gun is fully operational. Beware its grasp. Here it comes, brothers. Does your aiming system need recalibration? One target down. Remaining target enraged. Perhaps one prime is twice as vicious as two.
They sully this ship no more.
Now, engage the console to cripple the reactor. And Talassa, when those magnetic stabilizers stop, prepare for rapid egress.
Be advised. The gyroscopic containment shielding prevents catastrophic plasma dispersal. Plasma cores are now exposed. Caution advised. Focusing. Core detonation is now a mathematical certainty.
Make haste, pilot!
Brace for turbulence. If not for your valor, Talata, this operation would have ended.
Atmospheric conditions are suboptimal to mission deployment and evacuation. This is as close as I can get you to the Longinus Gamma facility.
Hold position! We might request additional armaments for that Trigon.
Take heed, Meridian. Trigon target acquisition vectors are unknown. Best to keep moving and stay together. Projecting a sense of tactical dominance may deter it from attacking. For now.
Trigon could be anywhere. Close formation! It dares not assault us, and stand and stride as one.
Utility of unidentified technology not yet determined. Repurposing battlefield sentry.
Fresh cartridge.
Tyranny infestation. Watch out on the beat. Gunstrike ready to deploy. Sentry gun. Silent gunstrike in progress. Close ranks and hunter down. Rearming walking. The Trigon cannot pick us off easily here.
Synchronize movement and press forward.
A lift station lies just ahead, Meridian. Considering the Trigon's presence is incidental to our objective, utilize the lift to reroute closer to Metrian's keep. Our gratitude, Magos Scalio, for the expedited route.
Inserting fresh magazines. Servo harness gun available. Fresh ammunition acquired.
I have summoned the transport lift at the request of Magos Scalio. Remain patient. Transport lift inbound. Perplexing. I have transmitted no authorizations.
This positioning is disadvantageous. Do not linger too long in any one spot.
Transport lift status incomprehensible. Begins, ceases. Begins, ceases.
Ignore the servo scar and focus on footholds.
The lift has arrived.
Go! Regroup on the lift!
Longinus Gamma Bio-Research Facility. Please do not disturb the lift. It would be a waste. I have no music to play while you descend. Use the silence to contemplate your futile, brutal existence in service to a desiccated cause.
Something's amiss with his souls.
Viridian, the servo skull is enslaved to an unknown master. I am...
Irritant signal silenced. Continue to discuss your fate amongst yourselves. It changes nothing.
A morose servo skull is not our problem.
A suggestion: abandon Gallio's misguided vendetta against the Magos biologists. Do you know what Gallio and Metrian achieved together in the past? Ask about Project Zeta-6 if you ever speak to him again.
Let Magos Gallio deal with the wayward servo skull.
Replenishing ordnance.
That servo skull deserves extra scrutiny.
And so does whoever tampered with it.
The servo skull is of little concern.
To the objective. A hideous display of prowess. But our orders stand. Before the day's end, it shall die at our hands.
I was worried you had fallen victim to Metrian's mastery of malphonic disruptive frequencies, but now the uncomfortable sensation associated with relief cools my remaining skin. Be warned, Viridian. Metrian cannot hope to stand against you alone, so she will lie and stall in hope the Xenos swarm will devour you. Case in point, she has enslaved that servo skull as a crude mouthpiece. But give her word zero credibility for the mission's sake. And your own.
I trust you will hold this ignoble Metrian accountable for her sins, Magos.
Cycling cartridges.
Next preferred method of execution: decapitation.
Xenos Alpha Beast eradicated. Let the servo gun do its job. Inserting fresh magazines. Restoring battle readiness. Gun strike ready to the roll. Designating system
Wrong path. You must turn back.
For the Emperor, for the Omnicide.
Together we go.
Seismic signature indicates triangle within.
Agents of Xenos.
Statis, the facility is well stocked in mining gear. Requisition melter charges to eradicate the tunnels and halt the infestation.
Set high and low. We need melters.
I can restore this sentry to operational status.
Brothers, seek instruments of holy immolation. I hold a melter charge, brother.
Automatic weaponry engaged. Server
Melter charge source. We can proceed.
Seal the Xenos-infested chasms with the thermal weaponry. And our Tyranid menace thwarted.
Forward. We dare not be late to apprehend this mutual.
Gallia knows nothing of the shadow.
Ready to advance.
Inside the facility, you'll find Demetrian cowering in her data enclave.
Gallia, old friend of mine, if you missed our binary discourses, you could have sent communication. I observe you still pathetically cling to views of soft tissue. Remember, meat lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stay off corrosion and degradation for far longer.
How far you have fallen, Ignoel, that I must drag you back into the light.
You would all be dead by now.
3 meat lackeys seems like overkill, Gallia. You think too highly of me. These poor, inert variables shall perish here, devoured by the Tyranids. And you do not care.
Mitrian shut down power to the uplink terminals. You must resupply the generator with a backup power cell. She hopes the Tyranids will annihilate you, but she underestimates the second coming.
Search the area for a power cell.
I beseech you, Gallia. Bear witness to the summation of our divine arithmetic long ago. Remember Project Zeta 6?
As my theorems predicted, your life vector has converged with renegade factors, and Zeta 6 was a waste of computational resources and one perfectly good crops. Surrender now, and perhaps leniency can be granted. After the might grows, of course.
You are a redundant functionary. Your Astartes shall die here, alone, in the dark.
Reloading.
Power dwells within this device. Restart the generators with the power cells!
This tarantula is still overworked. Required additional resources.
Light and darkness. How easily flesh parts deceive their perception.
Disrupt her attempts to connect with our facility's network. Mitrian will seize any opportunity to damage crucial data which would deem this mission a failure. Do not let her connect to the consoles.
You shall have every last thought in her head to dissect, Migos.
I am copies of copies, backups of backups, and I degrade not. You have already fallen.
Dig in. That's it first.
I am out of the disruption field.
Return to Mitrian's containment unit. See, Mitrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our hooks.
Adjust your ocular logic.
These tenders of flesh have accomplished nothing, Gallia. My imagination was already achieving my designs. You are fools.
Silence, Mitrian. Meridian, confirm possession of her quivering mass of computational gray matter.
The hopeless grey matter is in our grasp, Venus.
Pilot, Viridian is ready for evacuation.
Sending updated extraction coordinates to you now, Viridian.
All specs indicates bioform. Servo goods type to focus. Diagnostics complete. Result: toxins. Restoring sentry to battle-ready status.
The Xenos artillery lives.
Preparing biocomponents. Rearming warhead. Tyranids dispersed. You honor. Servo harness gun available.
No storm shall delay us any longer.
Not even this interminable storm dampens our chapter's blood. Tactical supplies located. Automatic weaponry engaged. Servo gun is fully operational. Large Tyranid organism destroyed. Activating Tarantula sentry gun. Gun strike ready to deploy.
Inserting rounds. Prepare yourselves.
I cannot land with that borrowing pollination lurking about. Deep scans have penetrated the atmospheric disturbances and Metrium's meddling code. Trigon vulnerability data pushed to your displays.
Grant this monstrosity cold water.
Its carapace has frailties.
Exploit them! Rearming warhead. Fresh ammunition acquired. Another high fissure. Please melt ordnance. Plant the melter charges atop their moldering passageways.